never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine, or that people ain't happy.
Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is What If Deku was a sorcerer, part 5, I think. Let's check it out. Yeah, part 5. And before we get in, I'll give a shout out to Mr. What If Man. He's a regular on my Discord. You should check his channel out. He only has one series going on right now. But he makes good content. You guys should check him out. And for the ones who haven't checked out my community tab, this is Scarlet, one of the witches I'll be adding to the story. She's going to be the second ship because I'm only doing 2. I don't do more than 2 in my what ifs, so there's that. As we begin our story, as Sashi and Seth are talking with Cassandra. Well, Sashi and Seth are talking with Cassandra and Iko talking. As the door blasts open, as several warlocks unleash several spells. As Sashi reflecting. Fix up before we continue. The head witch is called Luna, and her daughter is called Scarlet. I just rewatched a little bit of my give me a second here. I just rewatched a little bit of my what if, see if I named her. So what I named the leader of this current covenant that's signing the peace talk, and she hasn't left yet. So what I said that she left, she's still in the building with the Midoriyas and the Lionhearts. As a warlock's throwing several of spells of lightning and fire, as Inko and Scarlet redirects every of their blasts as they throw them back at them. As several warlocks appear behind them, as they have a knife against Inko and Scarlet's neck, as he's like, drop the spells, or these two get it. And it's saw she's very well. As Seth and Cassandra and Luna drops, as she's like, release my daughter, warlock. No, I think not. Bring us the boy, or we'll kill these two. Well, we don't care about her, but Scarlet over here, it would be a shame to lose a attractive witch like herself. Bring the boy, or they die. As they portal away, grabbing Inko and Scarlet, as they disappear, as Asashi throws a firebolt. Not a firebolt. That's easy spell he has created, but as he throws a fireball against the wall, bastards. I was trying to be diplomatic, but apparently they all want to die. As Luna is like, they signed their own death warrant, Asashi. Don't worry, none of them are going to, be left alive after I find them. As we cut to Midoriya, as Midoriya, wakes up, As I think I named his familiar a Dusk. I think I did. If I didn't, well, it is. Master, you're awake. As he's like, where am I? You're at the house. As Kikyo stands, so she was in the kitchen. As he's like, who's here? As Kikyo's here. Kikyo Lionheart. Kikyo, that does ring a bell. Hello there, Izuku. As he's like, I know you probably don't remember me. You're familiar, fill me in on what happened. Don't worry. As she hands him a glass of tea. You know, a cup of tea. As he's like, why are you here? I'm here to bring you back, my beloved. As he's like, beloved, I'm your fiance, of course. And I've been tasked to bring you home because I'm not going to have you, flee on our arranged marriage by our family. And he's like, I have no interest of going back. And she's like, don't be difficult, Izuku. As Dusk like, she's right, we need to go back. As Izuku's like, what do you mean? The warlocks. As Kikyo, the warlocks attacked your family. As they're like, they did what? As Izuku, as he, sorry, as he rubs his forehead, he's sitting down as he's drinking his tea. He's like, as much as I do not want to go back and be under my father's thumb again. As Kikyo looks at him, weird, because from what experience she had with Sasaki, he was a nice man. Why? As she asks, why do you hate your father so much? Why, you ask? He arranged this marriage, constantly keeps me under house and key, not allowed to do anything besides training. I can't even have actual friends because of him. It's, Izuku, do this. You're doing it wrong, Izuku. Do that. It's so frustrating. I don't even know what to do with you right now. As he remembers her, but I do remember you. And she's like, really? Like what? I remember, only memory I could recall is our first meeting. I think they had a locket. I'm not totally sure, but if they didn't, they did. That probably explain why this locket that you gave me. I totally forgot if she gave him the locket or he gave her the locket. Like I said, it's been a while since I retouched this series, so let's just say she gave him the locket as a memento of their meeting. As she's like, we need to go back then. As he says, hold up one moment, Kikyo. As much as you want to go back, I'm not ready. I need to gather my strength first. As I know he sealed some of his power. It's going to take a while to fully unseal rest of my power. I sealed majority of it, but if we're going back and if things are probably going to get bad, knowing those warlocks, they've been quite stubborn, follow me all the way here. As Izuki gets up, as he sits down in the middle of the room, as he begins unlocking the rest of his magic that he didn't have a chance to unlock yet because of the warlock attack. He unlocked the majority of it, but he didn't unlock all the whole power. He didn't unlock the full seal. As a couple hours hit, as there's a pulse of pure energy emanating from Izuku, as the windows shatter, as Kikyo takes cover behind like a, let's say, behind one of the chairs. And she's like, Jesus, I knew Izuku was strong, but I didn't know he was this strong in magic. As Izuku gets up, as he's like, I need to grab something. As Izuku goes through one of his knowledge orbs that he grabbed, as he's siphoning through, as he's like, as he grabs a bag, as he puts the orb in his bag, the knowledge orb that I explained in previous parts, as he's like, so how's my mother doing? And she's like, she's doing fine when I last met her, but I don't know if the warlocks are going to attack again. And she's like, I really don't have. I would rather have time to work on my magic a little more before we engage those warlocks. But you're right. We don't have time to waste. As Izuku opens the portal, as he steps through, as he sees the carnage of what the warlock's done, as he gets to the Midoriya manor, Mr. Midoriya, young master, you're back. As several of the guards, well, several of the staff, Mr. Sashi, yes, what is it? Your son has returned. As he's like, good. Where is he? He's on his way here. Very well. As she's like, as Sasashi's physically upset over his wife being kidnapped by the warlocks. As you have Luna, she's physically upset. As they see, Izuku walk through. Sees Izuku is Kikyo. As there you are, my son. Thank God you've come back. As Izuku's like, where's mother? I don't see her. As he's like, a lot has happened, my son. Please, let's go to the study. Let's go to the dining room. The meeting hall, I guess you would call it. I don't know what to call it. Maybe like a, yeah, the briefing room, basically. They have their own briefing room because, they're rich. Magical family, such like that. As they all sit down, Father, who's this? As she stands up, goes over to Izuku. Hello there, Izuku Midoriya. I am Luna, head of the covenant of the closest covenant nearby. She's the closest covenant nearby. I don't know what to call them. I'm the covenant of the witches. We have me and your father and your mother have signed a peace treaty. Unfortunately, I wish we could meet under better circumstances, but as Asashi said, yes, speaking of your mother, the warlocks have her, and Miss Luna's daughter. As Izuku's like, what? As apparently, as Luna butts in, apparently the warlocks are so eager to get their hands on you. course, they're dead. As Kikyo's like, calm down, Izuku. I don't want to hear it. They have my mother. And apparently they have a witch. So I don't know what's... Don't worry, Izuku. As I have people on it to locate where they're at. We'll retrieve your mother and my daughter soon enough. As we cut to, the Warlocks, as they have Inko and Scarlet in a cell. As the head Warlock comes in. Scarlet. You. What are you doing? Simple. Once we have the boy siphon his powers, things are gonna change. If you're smart, you join me. It would be a shame to lose such a pretty witch as yourself. How about it, Scarlet? With our offspring, we would be quite powerful. As she spits in his face, I would never join a union with someone like you. As he's like, you're gonna beg to join me. Then you, Inka Midoriya, you've been a thorn in our side for far too long. We'll be killing you. I'll be killing you personally in front of your own son. As she's like, you don't realize what you've done, do you? My son, he's not some weak little boy that you kidnapped. He's he's a force to be reckoned with. I highly doubt the boy's that powerful. He's still quite young. As small pause, I really don't know how old Ezekiel is, because I don't think I actually gave him his age, did I? Okay, let's just say Izuku's 14. So is Scarlet and Kikyo. When he turns 18, that's when the marriage is supposed to happen. Let's say that, and I'm planning to most likely put him in UA, so UA doesn't happen till like after high school. So like in my what ifs. So as Inko and Scarlet, it's like, I'm sorry about this, Inko. I didn't realize they would do something so stupid. As Inko's like, don't worry, dear. My husband, especially my son, he won't. Once he gets back, well, my son has a very, very unforgiving nature. As he's like, so what's your son like? As she describes Izuku to her. And she's like, I very would like to meet the young man. I would very much like to meet him one day. Oh, don't worry, dear. You'll be meeting him soon enough. As we cut back to Masashi and Luna, Kikyo, Seth, and Cassandra. As several witches come in, as like, my lady, we found him. Excellent, excellent sisters. We have the location. As Kikyo is about to, Seth and Cassandra is like, you stay here, sweetheart. You're staying here with us. Mom, I can't allow Izuku to go alone. As Sasashi, my son's not going anywhere. As Izuku, I'm going, regardless if you want me or not. You could either come with me, or I'm gonna go either way, old man. It's my mother. You're just like your mother. So stubborn. Very well. You stick with Miss Luna here. I leave my son. I leave my son in your capable hands. I trust you keep him safe. And she's like, don't worry, Asashi. I'll keep your son very safe. You give us some time to bond while we rescue my daughter and your wife. But aren't you sure you don't want to come, Asashi? Unfortunately, as much as I would like to vaporize them all, I have responsibilities. Father, are you literally you just literally said that? What is it, son? My mother, your wife, has been kidnapped, and you want to play delegate? And she's like, I have a responsibility. As much as I can't allow my personal feelings get involved in my work. I have to make sure. I gotta make sure everything's. I guess I just can't simply leave. I have a job to do. One day you understand when you take my place. And it's like, I would never abandon my family over your status. Fuck you. As he walks off. As Kikyo is like, look at Seth like, I sense your son does. I didn't realize you and your son relationship has gone that bad. Asashi, my friend, as it's Seth, and she's like, Seth, yeah, my son, yeah, he never. We have a rocky relationship. Maybe in time we'll smooth things out, but for now, I'll leave everything in your hands, which is our new allies. As Luna's like, take my hand, Izuku. As he takes her hand. As like, have you gone through Portal yet? Have you traveled through Portal yet? As he's like, yeah. Well, this makes it simple. Usually the first time is quite hard on the body. As they disappear into a portal. As they portal out somewhere outside of, pretty close to the Warlock base. As they rendezvous with several witches. As Izuku, so what's the plan? As much as I like to, charge in there, it's most likely a trap. They're pretty eager to siphon my powers, apparently. They even follow me to another world. They weren't interested in siphoning my powers then, but I highly doubt they haven't gave up on that. And she's like, yeah, warlocks, they're all the same. We should have gutted them a long time ago. I'm fairly new to this role as head witch. Well, I haven't been the head of the witches for a while. So whatever my predecessor had, I think it's predecessor. She's fairly young, not too young. Let's say she's in her 30s. So 30s to 40s. So she's fairly new to the position. She got elected. Yeah, the original head of the covenant died over old age. We just can, purgle on their. They could purgle on their lifespan longer than normal people. So does warlocks and sorcerers. So there's that, and because of Izuku's pure magic that he has in it, he'll live longer than most sorcerers. He'll age normally, but his appearance won't change. He'll have a younger appearance, even when he's much older. So he might age normally, but he won't age physically for a while. So I'm just adding shit in, so to let you guys know. All right, Ezekiel, this is how the plan is going to go. My sisters are going to give a distraction, and me or you are going to go in there, take them out, save your mother and my daughter. Then we're going to eradicate them all. I have no problem with that plan, Miss Luna. She's dear. Call me Luna. And she's like, but your dad's right. You're much like your mother. What I've seen of her yet. As Izuku is getting ready, ma'am, are you sure it's wise to have a sorcerer with us? Do we even trust him? Can we even trust them, especially we don't know nothing about their son? And she's like, oh, that's quite enough. For this alliance to work, we need to have a little trust. I highly doubt the boy trusts us as well as you trust him. We have to meet halfway. Yes. Yes, ma'am. As that goes on, as they get to as they finally get to the destination where they need to go, as Izuku's like, I'll handle it. I'll deal with as Izuku and Luna hanging back by the cliffs, as several witches come in, start blasting at their base, as several warlocks come in, as they're fighting off the witches, as he's like, come on, Izuku, this is our chance. As Izuku conjures a invisible spell, turning Luna and Izuku invisible as they bypass everyone. And she's like, that's a nifty spell. Where did you learn that? As she's like, that's a nifty spell. When did you learn that? I don't think I've ever seen your family use a visible spell before. It's something that came up. It's still not. I still haven't mastered it, but I'm good enough where we get in there and to bypass these weaklings as they uncloak. As Izuku tells Luna, get back, I'll handle this one. As Izuku touches the ground, as several chains grab several of the warlocks that was in the hallway of the building. As they're all chained up, as Izuku starts throwing fire bolts, killing the warlocks in the chains. As she's quite impressed by his power, as Dusk, locate Mother, and the other one, as she's like, yes, Master. As Dusk flies off, as Dusk finds where they're located, as Dusk portals in, as it goes through the door, it turns tangible as it goes through, as Scarlet's, what the hell? As he's like, Dusk, dear? As Miss Master's mother, why are you here? Your son's here to Your son's here with the witch, one they call Luna. My mother's here? Huh. I see. He shouldn't have come. This is a trap. Izuku knows. Master knows. He doesn't care. Oh, yeah. My dear old boy. He has a vicious side to him. As Dusk psychically, they're psychically linked. So, Master, I found your mother. Good. What about the other one? She's with her. Very well. As Izuku's like, Miss Luna, I found them. As they're going, and she's like, how do you know where they're located? As she's like, as he's like, me and my familiar have a special bond. I could tell where she's at all times. And she's like, huh. You're very lucky. Not normal sorcerers have a strong bond with their familiars. It is very rare for a warlock. Sorry, it's very rare for a sorcerer to even have a familiar. You must have got that from your mother's side. And she's like, yeah, my mother trained me. As Ezekiel shoots lightning, as he's vaporizing several warlocks, as their bodies fall. As Izuku and Luna walk past them. And she's like, I can see why they've been wanting to siphon you. Yeah, they've been following me ever since. Yeah, they've been after me for a while now. They even follow me to the other realm that I visited. And she's like, interesting. What realm was that? I'm not totally sure. It was interesting. I would love to hear more of this, Izuku, but we must rescue my daughter and your mother first. We'll talk about this in more detail once we're done here. As Izuku as Izuku gets to the door, as he's like, damn it. It's magically locked. And she's like, don't worry, Izuku, I'll handle this. As she traces her hand on the surface of the door, as she moves it around, as the door unlocks, and she's like, it's handy when you're training unlocking magical seals. As the seals break, as the doors fly open, as Izuku goes over to his mother, Mom, as Izuku hugs her, as she's like, I missed you, dear. Let me take a look at you. Are you alright? And he's like, yes, mother. It's very stupid of you to come, but I'm glad to see you. Of course, I wouldn't leave you like Dad would. You and your father. You've always been each other's throats. As Scarlet goes to his mother. Hi, Mom. Hello, dear. So how was your little trip here? Bastard tried to get me to join him as she's like, she tells her, you serious? Oh, that man's dead. As we're going to, I don't know, let's continue. As they're trying to portal out, they're like, damn it. Guess we're going to have to do it the long way. We're going to have to go out through the way we came in. As they're going through the base, as it's extremely quiet, as they get to a big room, as they look behind them, as there's a barrier from the way they came in, as they go try to do the opposite way, as another barrier hits up, it's like, shit, we're trapped. As you have a man, it's a dark room. As he's like, it's such a shame, Scarlet, that you didn't want to join me. But it matter not. But I can't have someone like you around to I can't have someone like you around to ruin my plans. As he starts chanting something as he shoots, something that doesn't look very nice. As Izuku sees it, as he pushes Luna and Scarlet out of the way, as he throws a ward up, as it goes right through the ward, hitting Izuku. As he starts screaming in pain, as Inko throws a fireball, hitting the man in the head, killing him. As she's like, go, Izuku, get up, Izuku. As he's screaming in pain, as Luna, he's been cursed. We don't have, I've never seen a curse like this before. As they drag Izuku out, as Luna and Scarlet drag him out, because, he's hurt bad. Now, the Inko killed the leader of this little group, but his master is someone far more deadlier than he is, so the threat's not over yet. So as he's coughing up blood, as he's like, I might have not able to siphon the boy, but his fate is sealed, nevertheless. Without him in the way, my master could finally fulfill his plans. As he starts laughing, as he's like, too bad I can't see it. As he coughs up blood as he dies. That's what they heard before they left. As they get out, as all the witches, round up all the warlocks. As Inko walks over there, as Luna's like, Inko, what are you doing? As she kills all of them. As she throws curses at all of them, killing them instantly. That's what you get for hurting my son. None of them lives. As she summons several shadow monsters, find the rest of them and wipe them all out. As the shadow monsters, let's go zooming into the base, round killing, all you hear is screams and beg for mercies. As that goes on, we need to get him back to the house. As they get back to the house, as everyone is shocked to see, dear, you're right. What happened to Izuku? He's been cursed. Get him to his room. As Inko, sits down as Kikyo's really upset. And she's like, who did this? Warlock, some sort of curse. As they're examining him, as Inko doesn't know what to do, I've never seen a curse like this before. As Luna recognizes curse. As it can't be. How did he learn this? As she goes over, yeah, definitely. These marks on his body, they're like green marks. This is the death mark. As the death mark, explain. It's the curse that warlocks and witches uses. Normally, this curse would only be used by the head warlock, but I don't know how he learned such a spell. Is there a cure? Can you undo it? Unfortunately, no, I can't do it myself. But there is a way. I need a herb called the death flower. The death flower, but isn't that? That's rare, mother. There's only one location, and that's in the Valley of the Hollows. That's Wraith territory. Yes, with that herb, I'll be able to remove the curse. That's the only. We need several other ingredients, but the others are easy to find. But the death flower is what we need. It's a black flower. As a book, as the book appears, this is what it looks like. As Kikyo's ready to go. As Seth and Cassandra, we're not lying to do that, Kikyo. He's my betrothed. I will go. That's non for discussion, mother and father. As Scarlet's, I'm going as well. As Kikyo's like, why? Because Ezekiel over there saved me and my mother's life. That curse was aimed at me. And it's my responsibility to pay back a debt. As they're going to go together, so they're going to have a little bonding time. There's that. So, and we're going to probably stop it there. So the next part will be Kikyo's and Scarlet's little trip to that little Death Valley little area. I forget what it's called, but I'll rewatch the episode and I'll remember what it's called. But yep, we're gonna go to the Wraith territory in the next episode. So I hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones. All right, bye.